Good morning. What's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Transfer Corner. Beat the press, all about Manchester United transfer news and gossip and rumors. And today, thank God, it's Friday. We have a lot of things to digest because the transfer window just opened. Fabrizio Romano has spoken. There's been a lot of rumors. Yesterday, since Shockwave, since Sky Sports News reported basically that no other than Martial is getting his contract extension. That sent a little bit of shockwave to the stage. But we're also going to talk about Dan Ashworth also. We seen that, Ineos had the meeting with the staff at the Carrington and spoken in dress. There's a lot of links being that Dan Ashworth, which is the sporting director of Newcastle, is keen. Newcastle not really downplaying it, but so far we haven't seen anything concrete as of yet, together with Paul Mitchell as a scouting director as well, and Jean-Paul Blanc as the CEO. So far, Ineos has been is there talking. The deal is still being ratified with the Premier League. It's still not being approved as of yet. So, in the meantime, they have no time to waste. They are hurry, 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 hurry. That's pretty much it. But are we also going to talk about the Oscar Zambrano links at the end of the day? Because that's been hot from the press. The Ecuadorian Oscar Zambrano that is rumoredly reported to be available, and Ineos has kind of improved this deal for £5 million or euros, to be honest. But let's get into the show. Let's do this, people. Let's do this, and see you in a few seconds.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Right, well, I feel welcome. Dit is my home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
Okay, people. I understand tonight you want to achieve success, but this is the transfer window. This is the silly season, and this is pretty much a buyer's market more than the seller's market. What's coming out hot from the press as well in terms of Manchester United, I believe that are more focusing on the outs. We heard that Ten Hag in the press conference said that they have awarded Aaron Wan Bissaka with the contract extension, which is good, fine enough. Victor Lindelof with the contract extension, fine enough. They are currently discussing with Raphael Varane on a contract extension, but on reduced terms, because Manchester United is trying to trim the wage bill, which is something that should have been done ages ago. So we are in limbo at the moment, but one thing for sure is that we are actually extending the contract for Wan Bissaka and Lindelof. Now, another thing regarding Antony Martial, it is time to go. Martial has been quite injury prone, had a long career at Manchester United, but Sky News shocked everyone yesterday and by reporting that he's in for contract negotiations. I think that was pretty much downplayed at the end of the day, because when it comes back to what actually David Ornstein is saying, is that's basically saying the Manchester United are not activating his contract. So what's it going to be? What's it going to be? You tell me. Well, let's dive right into Fabrizio Romano and let's comment on his report yesterday. Let's go, Fabrizio.
This is really possible. We will keep that option open. It also depends on what happens with Martial. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. And today, guys, we touch again on Jadon Sancho, then Ashworth, and what's going on in Manchester.
Oh, Jadon Sancho as well. Yeah, that is a deal that it's apparently been negotiated, and that is a deal that we're going to comment after this Fabrizio video as well.
And also the situation of Timo Werner. Let's jump into it together.
Okay, let's go, Fabrizio. Let's do this. Very keen and excited to hear what Fabrizio has to say.
And so, guys, let me start today's episode by mentioning something on Manchester United with Aaron Wan Bissaka, who is extending the contract for 1 more year. So Man United will trigger, as expected, the option in the contract of Wan Bissaka. The current deal was expiring in 2024. This one will expire in 2025. So 1 more season for Wan Bissaka.
Oh, so great. 1 more season. So basically, Wan Bissaka's contract was actually expiring this summer, 2024. So Manchester United has gone ahead. Instead of giving silly contracts away, they've just extended another year contract. Why are they doing so? I think because they want to put the footballing structure in place first, the new wage bill, and probably in 2025, when everything is in place, they will then offer multiple year contracts. I think that is the way that Ineos is kind of trying to roll at the moment.
Bissaka. 1 more season for Lindelof. The same is is expected for Haniball. So Man United
and
strategy.
Haniball. So Haniball also is very, very important to hear. That is the youth, that is the future. Haniball Mejbri was also offered 1-year extension contract.
Looks very clear on that, and meanwhile it's important to say that sources confirm the big and huge appreciation of people at Ineos for Dan Ashworth, the director of Newcastle. He's really appreciated. He's considered one of the candidates for
Yes, he's considered as one of the candidates. If you go back to the video that we did yesterday, we spoke about Dan Ashworth. I had Jacques Talbot, which is a football correspondent and also a Newcastle fan, that told us what to expect with Dan Ashworth. But also, as a technical director, Dan Ashworth could be a potential candidate. But as a recruitment, we're also looking at Paul Mitchell.
the structure Ineos want to build at Manchester United. So for sure he's one of the names they have in the list. We also know about Paul Mitchell, many people being considered, and Ineos decided.
Well, that's two different positions, though. Dan Ashworth was considered for the technical director role, and Paul Mitchell is more for the recruitment director of football. We will see how this transpires, but this is a good start for Manchester United to build a foundation.
They want to build at Manchester United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe was at Carrington in the last 24 hours to have discussions with people at the club, to have the initial discussions also with Erik ten Hag.
Well, we saw that reports yesterday that he was at Carrington discussing, he was addressing the staff, he was speaking to Erik ten Hag, and it looks like the ten Hag's job is safe for now. They kind of had a good understanding in between each other, what needed to be done. We heard rumors that the staff came out to say there was a very positive meeting, that nobody on a senior director level have ever spoken to them for many, many years. So, yeah, I applaud that at the end of the day, because employment engagement is so important. If you have an engaged staff, you have a very happy workforce, and people will run through brick walls. So I'm interested to see how this will transpire.
With people at the club, to have the initial discussions also with Erik ten Hag. So they are building their idea of Manchester United. Dan Ashworth is really appreciated, but it doesn't mean that it's guaranteed that he's going to join Man United, because at the moment Newcastle are still denying this possibility, insist on the idea to continue with Dan Ashworth as part of their project, but the interest from Man United is real. So is Dan Ashworth the one who will decide? At the moment he's understood to be happy at Newcastle, to be very happy with the project there, very focused on Newcastle. But let's see what Ineos will decide to do, because the appreciation is real and concrete. And it's also real and concrete the possibility of Manchester United going to sign a new striker in January. I always told you about that, because Man United are...
Yeah, so basically Manchester United, it's all depending on if we can flog off Anthony Martial. We are actually basically letting off Donny van de Beek, which is off the wage bill, and then if we are offloading Jadon Sancho, there will be money to bring in a striker or a midfielder.
Looking for opportunities, are speaking to agents of players in that position. So Man United could sign a new centre-back in January, a new centre striker in January.
Yes.
This is really possible. We will keep that option open. It also depends on what happens with Martial. Martial will not extend the contract at Man United for one more season.
And there you go. There you go, comes from the horse's mouth. Martial will not extend his contract. And when Fabrizio speaks, I believe it more than Sky Sports News. Martial will not extend his contract. So that is the question. Should I stay or should I go? Now we have it. He will not extend the contract. So basically they are looking to flog him off, basically.
He's leaving, but we have to see if he leaves in the summer as free agent or now in January with an opportunity. So keep an eye on Martial.
Yeah, well, keep an eye on Martial. I mean, why would you say in a press conference, if you think about it, why would you say that you are thinking to extend his contract? Basically, they are looking... It's a gamemanship. Basically, if you're looking to sell a player that has got 6 months left on his contract, you don't want to say, like, he's free to go, because nobody would like to pay money for it. But if you know there is some interest from Saudi clubs or some clubs in Europe that might want to pay 5 million, 6 million euros to take him on, yeah, of course you would say in the press conference that we are thinking to extend his contract.
Timo Werner, and we already said that in December, remains one of the options.
Timo Werner, yeah. I mean, Manchester United is pretty much broke. We're not going to buy a striker in January. We are off on the loan market. Timo Werner, Choupo-Moting, we heard it all before. But how concrete is this?
Timo Werner, Choupo-Moting, Malen, many players were discussed by Manchester United in terms of discussions with their agents. These are all options.
They have discussed with the agents what is the option, what is the cost. and they will weigh up the option. What is the best, I believe. Do you believe that Timo Werner, Marlon, Choupo-Moting is good for Manchester United for one season? I mean, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted. Rasmus Højlund cannot carry the team on his own. And if Martial goes, we have nobody else to come in here to support Højlund.
Werner could still be a possibility. He's appreciated by people at Man United, so Werner could be one of the names. Choupo-Moting is another opportunity. They are discussing with the agents, but still not something clear on club-to-club side. So let's see what happens there.
Yes, true.
For sure. Man United working hard on different possibilities.
And Manchester United working hard at different possibilities. These aren't been names thrown out the hat. I did a report yesterday to say that there is one striker that Manchester United been scouting heavily, and that is available on a loan in January. And that is no other than Benjamin Sesko, who's currently not getting any minutes. He's not getting any development at RB Leipzig. So watch out for that one as well, people.
Martial leaves the club. And then, guys, Jadon Sancho. Let me mention today, after the news yesterday, that Jadon Sancho wants to go to Borussia Dortmund in a very strong way. We already said that yesterday, and we kept saying that now. Sancho is pushing to go to Dortmund now, as soon as possible, in the next days.
Yep, he wants to meet up with his mates in Marbella for summer training. Wicked. Yeah, he wants to push, and nobody at United wants him, 100%. So it is a deal, or it's a loan deal, but what a shambles. United paid 75 million for him. He hasn't really performed. What has been reported that Dortmund is offering about 2.7 million in an upfront loan fee, plus paying half of his wages. You got to ask the question, who is the winner here?
Not at the end of the January transfer window. Sancho wants to go immediately. He's pushing. He's telling Man United that he wants to go there. Man United are advancing in a negotiation with Borussia Dortmund. Loan deal. Now the discussion is on salary coverage, because Man United will have to cover part of the salary. Dortmund can't pay the whole salary. And also loan fee.
Dortmund cannot pay the full salary, but Dortmund cashed in 75 million on him, and Dortmund is a very good club and rich club, so of course Dortmund can pay it, but they're being smart, basically. As alluded before, they sold us, we chased him for 1.5 years, they sold him for 75 million, we gave him silly wages, and now we are struggling, and hopefully this will have a resolution. If you can't sell him, just loan him out and let him play football. Let him recuperate the value, and in the summer you will assess it. If he does well at Dortmund, you might be recuperate 60 to 70 million. We will see.
2 points being discussed. At the moment, there is absolutely still no guarantee on a buy option clause included in the deal. Could be a simple loan for Jadon Sancho. Let's see what happens in the negotiation, so let's keep that open. But at the moment, the guarantee of a buy option is still not there. It means that Sancho could spend 6 months at Borussia Dortmund and then potentially return to Man United and decide in the summer what they want to do with Sancho, as they have to decide on Greenwood and also on other players.
Yeah, they have to decide on Greenwood. And that is another striker that is out in Getafe on loan that Manchester United can retract back in January. However, on the moral compass, it's always going to be a divide and conquer within the fan base. That is a tricky one, to be honest, to be safe. But we will see. January window is still 3 weeks, 4 weeks away to close. So plenty of time.
In the summer what they want to do with Sancho, as they have to decide on Greenwood and also on other players. But at the moment, the focus is on getting the loan deal done. The buy option is still not being discussed. Let's see how the conversation will discuss. Let's see if Dortmund will ask for that. But at the moment, it's not guaranteed a buy option into the deal. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Werner to Dan Ashworth to Wan Bissaka to Jadon Sancho, obviously. Here in the comments, remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.
Ciao, Fabrizio. And please, thank you so much, coming from the Don himself speaking. Martial looks like fake news. He is not going to extend his contract. What Sky Sport was saying, we have talked about contract extension for no other than Wan Bissaka, also Haniball Mejbri, which is good, and also Lindelof. And we are continuously talking about reducing the wage bill for the remaining of the squad. Now, let me know your thoughts and feelings, what you think about the entire situation. Timo Werner potentially being one of the strikers lined up on the loan deal. Choupo-Moting is one of them as well. We heard about Manning as well. But there's a lot of players that are available for loan, including Benjamin Sesko. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and feelings regarding that. But we're also going to touch base on finally the piece on the puzzle, and that is the breaking news regarding Manchester United are accelerating to sign LDU Quito midfielder Oscar Zambrano this month for 5 million quid. Oscar Zambrano is a brilliant center defender midfielder, Ecuadorian. He's a low center gravity, kind of short, but he's very tenacious, very attactive, very combative, similar like a Casemiro type, but with technical abilities. However, worth to mention that this is something that's been approved. This has been available for 5 million. However, the club he's also been offered to Luton Town, and the latest is coming in here basically to say that now even Bournemouth has entered the race to sign him. So there is some competition. Bournemouth is in for him. They would like to bid, but I believe that agent and the player are waiting for the bigger move, like such a Chelsea, like an Arsenal, like a Manchester United. But this link was already there, reported like months and months ago. The player seems to want to come to Manchester United, and let's see how this was transpired. It all depends on what we do in the out section, getting out Martial that frees up the wage bill so we can actually buy him for 5 million. Everything is interlinked and changed. Guys, please, this has been Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV with the short and snappy transfer update. And thank you also to Fabrizio Romano. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. It really helps the algorithm. And we shall wish you a fantastic, pleasant day. Thank you for watching, and see you to the next one.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.